Hi everyone, it's me Cindy again. I'm gonna make another card with you, and this time I'm going to use some other things from the shop. I'm gonna use this Dutch Dabadoo stencil. Unfortunately, I don't have the number for this one on this package, so I can't tell you, but I will link all the supplies I used from the shop down below in the description box, so you can find it there. So I'm going to use this one. Then I'm going to use this Stamps and Die Cut Basic, and this one is the Basic SDC10 Studio Basic SDC10. That's the number where you can find this stamp and die set in my shop. So I'm going to use that one, and then I'm going to use this Studio Light Basic stamp, and this is just the one with all the sentiments in Dutch, sorry. So it says: gefeliciteerd, hiep hiep hoera, welkom op de wereld. Met liefde, geniet ervan, hoera, een jongen, meisje, baby, heel veel geluk samen. Dus allemaal leuke sentiments. But I'm going to use this one today, the hip hip hoera. So I'm going to use that one. And then I'm also going to use this one, this die. And this is from the Spring collection from Studio Light. It's a cutting and embossing stencil, and the code for that is Studio Stencil SS75. So that's the products from the shop I'm going to use. Then I'm going to use some Nuvo markers, and I don't have these in my shop, but if you are interested, I can purchase them for you. Then just send me an email, and I will make sure I will get them with my next order from the place I get everything. I don't know if you know about the alcohol markers from Nuvo, but there are a lot of colors, and they're still coming more. So, and they're all coordinated together, so I really like that. And for the price, I think especially for the beginners with marker coloring, this is a really good solution. You don't have to really overthink the colors you use to be able to blend, and the price is pretty affordable if you compare it to Copics or something like that. So, and as you can see, there are really a lot of colors already, and they're still making more. So if you're interested, just pop me an email, and we'll see which colors I can get for you. Okay, the colors I'm going to use today are the blues, and I'm going to see which color. This is the green one I'm using, and this is the blue one I'm using. So I'm going to use the Marina Blues, and that's the Skylight Blue, Forget Me Not Blue, and Baritone Blue. That's the blues I'm going to use. And then for the green ones, I'm going to use Bamboo Leaf and Hunter Green. So that's the colors I'm going to use. I already did two flowers and the leaves. The leaves aren't really difficult. I just took the lightest color first, colored the whole thing, and then I went over the veins with the darker color. So that's all I did for the leaves. So I already colored them and cut them out. And I already colored two of the flowers, and I'm gonna color the third flower with you. So that's what I'm gonna do now, and that's this flower. The first thing I do is just do a full coat of the lightest color first. So the paper is nice and saturated. So that's the Skylight Blue. So that's the color I'm using to put down my base layer. I'm gonna try not to get my head in the way. You don't have to do anything fancy here. Just color a first nice coat of this color. Even if you skip a few bits, it doesn't really matter. It's not gonna be noticeable when we're done. So I'm gonna do this fairly quickly. I'm not a really quick colorer, but I'm gonna try. There is a blender pen available also in one of the sets from Nuvo, and it works really well even when you get out of the lines, so you can erase some things. So that is the first coat with the lightest color. And now I'm gonna take my darkest color and start from the center. And you can see here, the nice thing of these drawings is that there are some lines, and that's usually the darkest parts. So, and what I did, I think these small pieces you see here are where the petals bend over. And when they bend over, that's where the light hits. That's my idea. So I'm gonna keep that the lightest. I'm not gonna add any more color to that, because then you can see that there's the light, there shines the light. So I'm gonna start now with the darkest color on the center, from the center out, with a kind of a flicking motion. And I'm going to do that to all the petals. This is the Baritone Blue, by the way. So this is the darkest one from the set. And the last one. The darkest. Then I'm gonna go to my medium tone, and that's the Forget Me Not Blue. I hope you can see it. Yeah, there it is. And then I'm gonna go over the center, not completely down, but halfway, and flick out even higher than the darkest base. And I'm gonna do that on all the petals. That's that coat, and then I'm gonna go back with the lightest color, the Skylight Blue, and color over that. You can see my coloring is not that perfect, and I love coloring, but I'm not a really good one. So this is definitely not a tutorial. It's just you can follow along and see what colors I use, but when you really need to learn or want to learn how to color with alcohol markers, there are a lot of great videos on YouTube to learn from. definitely do not use mine because I'm not that good at it. So this is what it looks like. You can do another coat if you want to, but I noticed not that big of difference. The only difference I can tell, it's darker. So yeah, well, I'm gonna do another coat. I will, because you can definitely see the difference between the darkest. This one is a little bit darker than that one, so I'm gonna do another quick coat and then move on to the just need to cut it out. And I'm gonna zoom out again because that's useful for the coloring, but now I can zoom out again. So then I'm gonna get my die for this flower. And they're pretty easy to line up. You have to turn it around a little bit to see where it goes. You can see pretty quickly when it doesn't fit, and this is the right place to put your die, isn't it? No, it's not. Not a turn. It's not either. Of course, that's always the case when you're on camera. It doesn't want to work the way you want to. Do I? Yeah. Do have the right one. Oh, silly me. Look what I'm doing. I try to line it up like this, but the cutting blade is on this side. So that doesn't work, does it? That's really silly. So this is the way it goes. Pretty easy when you have the right side down. Let me get some tape to hold it in place. And then I am going to use my Sidekick for this one, because that's really nice and small and I don't have to get up to use my Big Shot, and just run it through and done. That quickly, and it's cut out perfectly. So that's that. Then I already die cut this piece. That's this die from Studio Light. It's this one, and this is the way it cuts out, so it doesn't cut around this. So what I did is take my scissors and cut around the shape, and let your paper do the work. So don't let the paper turn the paper instead of your scissors. And then we have a beautiful cutout we can use on our card. So that's it, and this is how it looks when you cut it all out. Really nice border to use on a card. So that's that. Now we're gonna do some ink blending, and I'm gonna use some Distress Oxide in the Salty Ocean. I thought it matched the colors of the flowers pretty well, as you can see. So I used this one. And first I'm gonna do a base layer with just the ink. So I have to put my pokey tool the other way around because I'm keeping to get stuck. Just in circular motions on your paper. And this, I'm not using any, this is the Nina Solar White cardstock I'm using. On the Bristol Smooth it's even better to do some ink blending, but these Distress Oxides are pretty nice. They don't give the harsh lines as quickly as the normal Distress inks do, so I really love this one. You can see it's still really splotchy, but I don't care. Normally I would blend some more and then you can't see it anymore, but I'm not going to bother this time because we're going to do another layer, and because of the other layer you won't be able to see it that much. So now I'm going to take my stencil and put it on top of the card, and I'm going to do some blending on top of this piece with the same ink. Try to keep your stencil on the same place to avoid double lines. You don't want that. And then when you think you're done, just lift up. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna clean off my stencil right away. Just put on some water and this cleans up really easy. Like that. Stick it back in the bag, and then this one is done. So this is what it looks like now, and now we're gonna put it on my card. I'm gonna do my fingers a little bit because otherwise I will get smudges on my white card and I don't want that. So okay, let's put the lid back on. Put that away. The first thing I'm gonna do before I'm gonna glue it down is stamp my sentiments. I'm gonna use my stamping tool just in case I need to stamp it one more time, because this is a stamp is pretty solid, so sometimes it doesn't stamp real sharp the first time. So just in case, I'm going to stamp it in my platform to make sure I can stamp it again in the same place. So not that bad, but I'm gonna do it again just in case. Yes. Clean it up right away. And that's that one. Put it back where it belongs. And now we can build up our card. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. These are from BVAA. See? It's these ones. And there are some big ones and some small ones. I really like that. So I'm gonna use these because normally I would take my rule, this one, but that's not enough anymore, and I thought I had another one, but I didn't. So instead I'm going to use these. Like that. I'm going to remove all of them. One is already gone. Where is my card base? I just had it. I'm sure of it. Here it is. Make sure to put it the right side up. Lay it down, and that is great. So now we're gonna do the rest of the card. I'm gonna put this one a little bit on an angle. Use my little small tiny bottle to put down some glue. To put it down. Make sure it's inside the card, but also away from the sentiment, because I don't want it to overlap. Like that. And then we can arrange our flowers the way we want it. I'm going to put them a little bit like this. So let me get my dimensionals again. I'm going to put the biggest one down first. That's this one. Not pressing them down yet, so I can slide them around a little bit if I need to. This one here. Yeah, like that. Now I'm gonna press them down into place. Now just add my leaves and we're done. I'm gonna do my leaves with just some glue, and on some of them I need to cut them down a little bit because otherwise they won't fit underneath. That one, I think this one can go in without my cutting it. Yeah, just a little piece from the bottom, and then it will fit perfectly there. Like that. And then one more over here. Let me see if I can, yeah, I don't need to cut it. Like so. And that's it. This is the card. I hope you like it, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.